How do I get Celestia, TIA? Today, everything you need to know. Celestia is the first data availability blockchain network in the world. Its mainnet went live on October 31, 2023. During its start, the project also gave away cryptocurrencies called TIA worth more than $300 million. Just what is Celestia? What makes the start of Celestia such a big deal in the crypto world? What are TIA tokens used for? Ask us anything about Celestia, and we'll answer it below. Just what is Celestia? Celestia is a modular blockchain network that gives users the tools they need to create and manage blockchains. Celestia lets other blockchains use it as a data access and consensus layer, to be more specific. When blockchains are used as a data availability layer, they can safely post their transactions on Celestia. This lets their nodes check transactions while staying thin on a blockchain that is growing. As a consensus layer, Celestia's network of validators checks and confirms the saved data all the time and creates proofs that the data is present and available. How to understand blockchain modularity? The mainnet for Celestia went live on October 31, 2023. It has been called the start of the modular era in the blockchain business. But what is modularity in blockchain, and why is it important in the crypto world? Blockchain modularity is a way of designing blockchains that splits the most important tasks they do. Early cryptocurrency blockchains, such as Bitcoin, BTC, and Ethereum, ETH, do everything a blockchain should do. They make data available, reach agreement, run transactions, and settle disputes. These are called monolithic blockchains. On the other hand, modular blockchains focus and improve to do a certain job. The goal of blockchain modularity is to build the infrastructure that will help blockchains reach large-scale use. It is also hoped that the flexible design will make it easier and faster for developers to set up new blockchains and decentralized apps. A modular blockchain setup looks like this. Layer 2 rollups, L2. Carry out transactions on the blockchain, make transaction details available on Celestia, and rely on Ethereum for settlement. Just how does Celestia work? Celestia is the first network in the world that makes data available. But what does that mean, and what problem does Celestia solve? Let us first talk about what it means for data to be available. Data availability means that everyone in the network is sure they can get transaction data at any time to check a block. As a safety tool, it lets anyone look at the blockchain ledger and make sure that the transactions it contains are correct. The biggest problem is that nodes have to download all the transaction data in order to check blocks on their own. This is a big problem with scaling because it gets hard for regular users to download all the transaction data of a blockchain that is growing. Celestia solves this issue by making sure that all transaction data is shared with network participants so that it can be checked by those who don't download and keep the data themselves. This is done by Celestia using a method called data availability sampling, DAS. Light nodes, which don't store all the data, only need to sample a small amount of the block data to see if the block has been released. In DAS, random sampling is done by light nodes more than once. The trust that the data is available grows as more selection rounds are finished. The light node will look at the block data once a certain amount of confidence is reached. These rollups send summaries or proofs of transactions to an L1 layer like Ethereum so that they can be settled. To do this, they need data availability options like Celestia. It is possible for the rollup operator to lie if the activities can't be checked. Celestia shows off TIA token. Celestia launched its own coin, TIA, at the same time as its main net on October 31, 2023. During Genesis, 60 million TIA tokens, or 6% of the total supply, were set aside to be airdropped to developers, researchers, active investors, and accounts on Ethereum, Ethereum rollups, Cosmos, and Osmosis.